Hey guys, so I am going to take this opportunity while the kids are out of the room, right, and do this update. It's about my 2023 goals. Now I know that 2023 just started and we are only in the month of February, but I think it's always good to be accountable and doing things that are actionable, right? So in 2023, I told myself that I wanted to lose weight, and so far I have managed to achieve that. But okay, before I kind of go into that, what are we going to be covering? So firstly, personal health, mental health, spending more time or building meaningful relationships with friends and family, and I want to upskill, right? I want to upskill myself for creating better content and just able to edit better, edit faster, and create more meaningful content. So all these things are kind of like what I wrote down, and I wanted to share this with you guys. And I'm sure that I'm pretty sure that everyone has some sort of goal that they want to achieve in 2023. And this is not like an advice video or how-to video, it's more of a sharing and accountability video. So let's get into it. So the first thing is my personal health. So far, I told myself that I wanted to lose weight because I was at my heaviest 5 months ago at a very shocking 88 kilos. So I did not measure my body fat then, but I knew that I was way too heavy for my height and my age, and I know for a fact that I wasn't active. I mean it was a conscious effort to kind of reach that stage. I was working out very regularly 7 years ago or 8 years ago, right? But that kind of took a back seat because I was so involved in the industry that I was in, which is crypto. So I was a large part an investor, and at the same time I was also I started up a marketing company that didn't do well. We had to close that down, and then I moved on to just doing personal investments. And the market has its ups and downs. Right now it's a bear market. So although things aren't looking so good financially, I must admit that it has allowed me to focus and drive my energy and attention into the various things that I just mentioned to you. So I'm pretty happy about that. And bear markets, you don't have to rush, right? Because the market does what the market does. And because I already spent that time learning about the industry, there's always things that you have to learn, but at least I can, kind of be slower in terms of picking up information, because I digest that kind of information very, very quickly at this point in time. And yes, the space is always evolving, just like any space, but I think there is a time to take a break in that sense. So I'm taking a break from crypto and focusing more on my personal health and my overall well-being and building up strong relationships with friends and family. So I have managed to lose 8 to 9 kilos so far, right? And the body fat percentage at this point in time is about 21%. So I'm pretty certain that I was at 30% at the peak, right? And that was not good, because whenever when you're overweight, you naturally also hold a lot of body fat, and that body fat could actually be very bad for your organs. You could potentially run into health issues, right? Like high cholesterol, high blood pressure, which could lead to strokes, diabetes, and whatever illnesses. I'm not a doctor or physician, so forgive me if I miss out. Anyway, all these things, thankfully, I do not have, and I am now working out very regularly. In September, when I first started, I was so unmotivated, I would say. Is that the right word? Unmotivated. And going like maybe once a week, which was next to zero in my opinion. And that once a week, it will be just 30 minutes. And within that 30 minutes, it will just be such a half-hearted workout. And why do I know all this? Because I used to work out very regularly back in my bank banking days, and I would work out very regularly because I kind of just hated my job and I just really wanted to always, and I look forward to going to the gym. So just being honest. And now, thankfully, I work out every day. I wake up at 5:30 a.m. Automatically my body just wakes up. I sleep early as well, right? I sleep earlier, like 9, by 10 I'm just lights out, just so mentally, physically exhausted. And I sleep very, very well at night. And I wake up at 5:30 and get ready, get prepared. 6:30 at most, before 6:45 I'm ready at the gym. I start my resistance training, and then from then there will be about 45 minutes to maybe an hour depending on my rest time between exercises, and then cardio for about 30 to 45 minutes. I am on a caloric deficit. What that means is that I'm eating below my required calorie amount, below my required calorie amount. So for my body type, I can eat, for at least my body, my height, my age, I can eat around 3,000 calories. But I'm eating around 2,500 or less. And I have not been very, very strict with the diet. Okay, I still eat pretty much some good stuff and then some boring stuff. So I don't want to go into too much into detail because this is not a health and fitness video. It's just more sharing with you what I'm doing, the steps that I'm taking. And so far, because of that, I have successfully lost 8 to 9 kilos, and my body fat has dropped tremendously to where it is today, and I'm very happy. I'm not like having a six-pack, nope. But I'm happy. Okay, I'm happy. I want to be able to sustain this lifestyle and not like do it for the hype or do it for whatever reason, just for myself, just to take care of my body. And that's pretty much it. Now, from a mental health standpoint, because I'm working out regularly, my mental health has also become more positive. So when I was doing crypto, a large part of that was always sleeping late because the information is just 24/7 and the market is 24/7, 365, right? It doesn't sleep. But now, because of the bear market, there's just lesser activity overall. And there's no real reason to get very excited about stuff, and I am now able to obviously focus and research on other things, which I'll come to later, right? And I am now more patient with my children. Okay, although it may not seem that way, because my kids are very, very, very tough to handle, guys. Really, really, my kids are very tough to handle, especially the elder one. And it's apparently normal or common. But I think as a parent, right, we have to make the conscious effort to kind of communicate with each other as parents, right? And sometimes you have to play the good cop, bad cop kind of thing. So I have always been someone who is very bad-tempered. I'm very bad-tempered because firstly, I always like to do things in a certain way. I'm not chauvinistic. I hope I'm not. Okay, I hope I'm not chauvinistic. In fact, I'm someone who actually listens to my wife quite a bit, and I try my best to be open to ideas. But at the same time, I've had the occasions where I insist that certain things need to be done in a certain way, obviously. But I'm always very logical and methodical when I insist that method has to be done. Okay, it's not like it's my way or the highway. It's more of like, do this because, and it's kind of like that is so much better right now. Like, I'm more willing to allow my daughter, especially my eldest daughter, to try out the wrong way, and then from then, she will discover for herself. Despite the fact that I may know that something may not turn out right, I just allow it to happen. And this is something that I have always been very hesitant to do because when you do investments, you kind of try your best to weigh out the risk, or at least list down the risk before you invest or you allow your client to invest in something. You have to just share the risk. And it's pretty much how I've done a lot of things, even for the way I work out to how I plan my day. I always tell myself, time is something that you don't get back. So, by the way, thank you for taking the time to watch. It's already like the middle mark and you're still here. I thank you for the time for watching. So time is something that I've always valued way above money. And being patient is something that I've never been good at because I like to do things fast and I prefer to be as efficient and as quick as possible. Naturally, that sometimes doesn't always turn out the way it turns out to be, right? Because you're dealing with people, and when you're dealing with another person other than yourself who has a different mindset, characteristic, or ideal, naturally there's going to be some kind of friction. And I have that quite a bit with my daughter at times because she thinks in a certain way, and when I want her to do things in a certain way, she doesn't. Obviously, I get frustrated, and I am dealing with that now. I am just, it's not coping, okay? It's just about me. You know, I feel that as long as I start changing the way I handle it, the relationship is starting to get stronger. And she's still very young. She's only 11 years old, and I don't want it to be like this until she's in her teens, and then our relationship may be very strained because I always want things to be done in a certain way. She wants to do it her way, and we don't see eye to eye, and then we don't talk. So that's something that I don't want happening. So yeah. Then when it comes down to people, discussing things with people, I've always been someone who just has a very bad habit of anticipating, right? I tell myself that although I've been on this planet for 41 years, doesn't mean that I know everything. But I tend to like to anticipate a little bit too much rather than just stay quiet and listen. And by not staying quiet and listening, I feel that I have cut myself off from meaningful relationships or potentially partnerships, right? Because sometimes people may take my anticipations as you think you know better, when actually I'm just jabbing in because I'm excited, or I feel that there's a train of thought that's very important that I want to highlight. But I always could have waited for that person to finish their sentence first, and it took me a while to really retrain this and to consciously want to break this pattern. And I had a very, very powerful and meaningful session with a friend who I've not met in a while, and we sat down and just caught up, right? And just talked for like 5 hours, okay? From 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Two grown men, right? And it was it's not like we were crying or anything. It was like actually full of laughter, but a lot of like aha moments, a lot of realizations. And he's like point blank kind of guy. Like if you get to know me, I'm actually someone who's very straight up, and he was very straight up with me as well. And he actually just said that, Ryan, sometimes give people a chance to finish what they have to say, process that information, and then reply. It actually isn't so hard to do, but I've been doing content for quite a while that I've always been kind of speaking to myself, just like this video. And I hate silence. I really do. I hate silence, guys. I've always been a very active person, like always just moving, going fast, moving around. I don't know how to sit still. And when I point this out, it actually applies to the same characteristics that my eldest daughter. She doesn't like that is in poverty or anything. This dude has everything going on for him, like everything. Career is good, money is good, as a wife and family, as a wife and daughter, and yeah, I mean, you know, and you're like wondering like why. I wouldn't say shocked, but I wonder why. Like at this point in time, I don't get shocked. I'm more like, oh okay, I wonder why. And I realized that money isn't everything. It's cliche as it may sound, and I've known this for a while, by the way, that money, looking all flexed out, pimped out, I'm already past that. But it's kind of like interesting to see other people in my life, in my circle, kind of coming out and having that same feeling. Now, am I sad all the time? I wouldn't say I'm sad. I'm more of like, how can I be better? And because I always tell myself, how can I be better? I get upset. But when I get upset, I don't feel sad. I feel angry. And when I get angry, I take it out on my kids or potentially the people around me. Now, when I say take it out on my kids, not like I beat them or anything. It's just I just don't listen to them. I'm just like always asking them to, you know, move away and, you know, not be in my space. You know what I mean? So a large part of what I was figuring out for 2023 was, why am I like that? So I said, okay, maybe it's because firstly, health-wise, I'm not at my best. If I'm sleeping late all the time, getting very little sleep, I'm overweight. Naturally, I think internally, I'm just releasing all the bad stuff, right? And it affects your mood. And right now, my mood is so much better. I'm so much more patient. I'm more focused. Yes. So assessing situations is literally more optimal. I don't know how much better, but it's definitely more optimal. That's the right word. So when I spoke to him and he shared this with me, I was like, okay, you know, I was very, very grateful because we're not like friends for many years, but he was open enough to share that with me, and I really took it to heart. And I told myself that I want to focus on becoming more patient. Don't get angry, because that is just bad for health, right? And I just want to be a better father. Okay, I just want to be a better father. I'm very thankful that me and my wife have a very, very great relationship. Like, our communication is good, but when it comes to the kids, we always have certain levels of disagreement. Like, I'm just more old school, more harsh. I just believe that there has to be some form of punishment when things don't get done. But these days it's all about the talk and reminding them consistently and continuously, and that's the part where it gets really painful. Now, this will take some time to tweak, right? And I feel that it's a conscious effort to just stay calm and patient. So moving on, the upskilling part has been enjoyable because I love creating content, and the one reason why my marketing company didn't survive was the fact that I feel that, you know, when you run a restaurant, I think the best analogy is that it's like when you run a restaurant, I feel that if you are the chef, you still always have a certain level of control and not be just a businessman and find a chef and hope that things work out. Because the moment the chef isn't happy with your work style, or he feels that he should, you know, supersede you and stuff like that, things get real messy. I'm not saying that happened. I'm just saying that had I had that skill set to do my own editing, I feel that the company could have pivoted, because I started the channel by myself. And things got really good up till the very first bear market happened. So, if I was already someone who knew how to do video editing, I could at least am not someone who cares about grinding hard, guys. I'm someone who is very willing to do hard work. Like, to me, I have no ego. I don't. And I'm willing to do very, very hard work just to achieve a certain objective. So right now, I'm just learning about, just getting things done on Premiere Pro and learning CapCut, focusing on pushing out more content. And this person who I just had that conversation with is someone who's very good at marketing as well. And I want to post more videos, but I feel that meaningful content is important. It's not just about posting something stupid or silly or funny. I don't want to come across as that kind of person or that kind of content creator. I'm not here to influence anything. I don't want to be an influencer. I just want to be someone who creates content that is valuable to my viewers or anyone who is watching. So I'm really enjoying this journey. I just want to push out content with the best possible quality as possible, and I hope that you guys won't be too harsh, because like I said, I'm doing it for myself, by myself, for the very first time, and I'll do my best to improve gradually, and I'm enjoying the journey. And like I said, all these things tie up together and it's helping me a lot. Like I said, after my workouts, I'm just straight up grinding, watching videos, how to improve those videos, how to take better videos, and just building up that content. But like I said, at the end of the day, I think it's not just about editing, it's also the kind of content that you release. So that's it, guys. If you've watched till the end and if you feel that this video is actually very helpful, please give it a like. And if you feel the same way, and if you're also working towards your goals in 2023, please share them in the comments below. It will be very much appreciated, and I will definitely reply. And I'm someone who actually enjoys talking to people, and I don't mind haters and stuff like that. I'm a guy who doesn't mind haters, and especially if my haters are giving great criticism to help me improve. Definitely, I'm all up for that. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, right? And don't forget to click on that notification bell. See you guys in the next video, and have a great weekend.